exportation of all scrap metal and scrap metal generally, for the making of that order by signature of the Secretary, which is allowed under Section 32 of the Interpretation Act, for the urgent preparation of amendments to the exporters negative list of the Ministry of Trade, and for the urgent preparation of a regulatory and licensing framework by the Ministry of Trade in consultation with the Ministry of the Attorney General and Ministry of Finance. As a result of that, on Friday, the 12th of August, the prohibition order was issued, and I will read that prohibition order so that we can all be very clear. And that prohibition order, I have to tell you, took effect on Friday, the 12th of August, and it is now in effect. And it will last for 6 months until the 23rd of February, 2023. And by that order, 1, the exportation of all metal is prohibited, except by manufacturers licensed by the Minister with responsibility for trade to export all material as a byproduct of manufacturing goods or a surplus material not required for manufacturing them. And all metal and scrap metal are defined in that order, which took effect on the 12th of August. So there is now in effect a 6-month ban on the exportation of all old metal and scrap metal, which makes violators subject to fine and imprisonment. I took a further recommendation to the Cabinet, recognizing that the industry is a legitimate, thriving industry and that even 6 months is a long time. I took a recommendation to the Cabinet which was accepted, and that recommendation reads as follows: that Cabinet accepted and agreed that within 3 months of 12th of August, as Attorney General, I will bring a further note for the consideration of Cabinet with a review and analysis of the current legislation pertaining to the old metals industry, together with a review of regional and international legislation in that regard, and to make recommendations with respect to specific amendments to existing regulations and amendments. So the short point is we have effected a 6-month ban on exportation, but it is the hope that with the hard work of the Law Reform Commission and the Chief Parliamentary Counsel of the Office of the Attorney General, I can return to Cabinet within 3 months to put in place a legislative and regulatory system which will enable the ban to be shorter than 3 months, because we will be building out a legislative, regulatory and enforcement process that will put an end to what is now a thriving, illegal and illicit industry which is crippling this country. And may I emphasize that to the extent that the Cabinet formed the subcommittee which I spoke of in early July, Cabinet has seen it fit to keep that subcommittee in place, to work with the Minister of Trade and Industry